Before I start this video, I must refer anyone watching to the videos Who Was Swedenborg on the Swedenborg Foundation channel and the video Was Swedenborg Crazy on the Off the Left Eye channel, as this video is essentially a briefer version of both of those. Emanuel Swedenborg was a Swede born in 1688 who had been active in the study of almost every science or area of life. He was a very well-known and respected man in his time, and even held positions as a noble in the Swedish government. Swedenborg was obviously a very interesting character. However, his story becomes far more interesting and controversial when in 1744 he claimed he entered a spiritual awakening and received direct instruction from the Lord Jesus Christ to essentially reform Christianity from the falsity that had accumulated throughout the past hundreds of years since the Lord's initial establishment of the faith. This is assuredly a bold claim that many throughout the past 2 millennia have made, that they were divinely appointed to make some sort of amendment to the faith. This is exactly why the Lord warned us against false prophets. In my eyes, and the eyes of many people who investigate his story, Swedenborg's story holds good reason on why he was not a charlatan or a madman. The most important things to understand about Swedenborg's claim going into his story are these. He didn't actually profit from his writings. He initially published anonymously, so clearly he was not seeking fame or attention. In fact, he was probably trying to avoid looking crazy. He did later, however, publish with his name, allowing his writings to be more easily assembled. This leads to the next point, which is that he endured public humiliation due to the nature of his claims and writing. However, he still continued his work. He sacrificed a comfortable life of fame, respect, and wealth for his mission. He never created a church or any religious organization. We have access to his personal journals, which contain deeply private information, and within these journals, in his writings to himself, his story, convictions, and explanations for his spiritual mission remain the same as what he was writing for the public. Most importantly, from a Christian perspective, he never claimed any of the information or credit belonged to himself, but only belonged to the Lord Jesus Christ. He constantly reminds the reader in his works that he is a servant of the Lord Jesus Christ and no more than that. He reminds the reader that Jesus Christ is God become man. He reminds the reader that only Jesus Christ is to be obeyed and to be given credit or authority for anything. There is, in my opinion, no case to be made for Swedenborg being a deceiver or seeking profit or religious power. So the next case to be made is that perhaps he did genuinely believe in what he was saying, but he was hallucinating or was crazy. I won't make the full case here because the videos mentioned earlier make a far more extensive case than I can make here without repeating verbatim what they have said. But the individuals he interacted with over the many decades of his spiritual phase had no such inclination that he was any sort of madman. Also, the coherence, intricacy, and depth of his writings are so profound that an accusation of him being insane is not very credible. Another reason I believe that Swedenborg's accounts are true is that his descriptions of the nature of God in the afterlife are identical to those explained by people who have had near-death experiences, which are experiences of those who have died and come back to life. The argument for the reality of near-death experiences is a topic for another time. However, I will say that there are many examples of near-death experiencers being able to accurately recall incidents that they would not have been able to have known even if they were alive, that are corroborated by the doctors and other witnesses of the experiencer. Swedenborg's explanation of the meanings in the Bible and what religion and afterlife are really supposed to be about erased all of my problems with Christianity I had when I was an atheist. Between near-death experiences, Swedenborg's explanations of spirituality, and my increased understanding of the Bible, I was convinced of the existence of God, who I now understand to be Jesus Christ, and what that really means. Today I am a new churchman, or a Swedenborgian. Swedenborg actually hated the term Swedenborgian, as he believed the teachings he was allowed to reveal are merely true Christianity, but it's difficult to go around as a group calling yourself the true Christians, as that starts some controversy. It is simply the easiest way to identify the faith. The purpose of this video isn't to go into as much depth as the other videos and channels I have referenced, because they have already done an amazing job. But this video is to serve as an introduction to people into these concepts, to dig deeper and to understand the position I am coming from in my future videos. And this channel is also to serve the function of appealing to people who are already familiar with the content of these other channels. If any of this information seems strange, interesting, or appealing to anyone, please check out the other channels and sources. Links in the description.